Stu is at the Supreme Court?
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's weird. Stu, are you there?
Hey, Glenn.
Did you just run to the Supreme Court?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's a...
As you know, they do not allow phones inside the Supreme Court. So I'm just getting out. I'm sorry to break in.
Getting out of this... Yeah.
I know you're talking about whatever you're talking about, but they're releasing the Supreme Court decisions, and that always happens in this hour of the program.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure we got this to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, so, you've done this before when you broke in about, reversing Roe versus Wade and some of these other things.
Yeah.
So we want to break in. You have something really important?
Yeah, because usually that's what happened with Roe versus Wade. Usually it's right at the end of the term, as you know. And we get these as the last decisions in the Supreme Court term. The big ones, they usually save till the end, but not the case today. We have the big one. This is the big one we all expected to come down from this particular term. McLaughlin Chiropractic Associates versus McKesson Corp. And, we've been talking about this for a very long time. As we all know, Glenn, the Telephone Consumer Protection Act protects businesses and consumers from intrusive telemarketing by prohibiting unsolicited fax advertisements to telephone facsimile machines. Now, of course, this is absent the opt-out notice informing recipients that they can choose to not receive future faxes. The Act, of course, as we all know, provides a private right of action with a statutory minimum damages of $500 per violation.
Wait. Did I slip through a time tunnel? Are we in 1995 all of a sudden? This is a current Supreme Court decision.
Broke, Glenn. Just came down.
Okay.
As we know, McKesson Corporation sent unsolicited fax advertisements through a subsidiary in 2009 and 2010. And this was, of course, to McLaughlin Chiropractic Associates. And at issue here, Glenn, was the determination whether does an unsolicited fax advertisement coming in, can you block those just from analog fax machines, or does it also apply to digital facsimile services? And we now have a ruling on this, not whether that would be appropriate or not, but what agency would oversee if that was appropriate or not. And we now know. I'm sorry. Do you have a specific question you wanted to address here, Glenn?
Yeah, I do. I don't think I've seen a fax machine since like 2001. So I didn't realize this was as urgent for the Supreme Court. I didn't know. Is this a backlog? Is this a backlog case that was filed in like 1993 and they're just getting to it?
When I was running for the Supreme Court, it did appear that I went through a wormhole where fax machines were relevant. And I don't know if that's affecting my reporting here today, Glenn.
Right.
But this is an actual Supreme Court ruling that just came out today in 2025.
Well, it's good that you're reporting it on a landline.
Yeah, that's true. I am. By the way, Glenn, just to let you know, if you're looking to send any unsolicited fax advertisements, you're still okay to do that for the moment. We don't have a ruling from a lower court that is going to say whether digital fax machines are included in this and whether we
So wait. The Supreme Court wanted to send it back to a lower court. So they deferred making a decision on this one.
Yeah, to be clear, Glenn, we still don't know if you will be able to send digital faxes to people when they are unsolicited. That we don't know. That's in the future, Glenn. In 2037, we expect to have another ruling that will teach us as to whether we can send fax machine messages digitally. We just don't know at this time.
Somebody is sitting down at their kitchen table tonight with their family and like, I won that fax machine thing today. That argument that I put in front of the Supreme Court, I won it. I just took them out. I sent it to a lower court. They couldn't even decide They were like, I don't know. He had such a good case on fax machines. I had to send it to a lower court. Do we know where John Roberts came down on this?
Yes, Glenn, this was I believe a 7-2 decision. Kagan with the dissent. I know. If you want, I can read the entire thing. Let me start.
No. No, I think we're good. I don't think we need to hear either side on that one. But
actually,
thank you.
6-3, Glenn. I'm sorry. Kagan, Sotomayor, and Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, who probably was born after fax machines were extinct. On that side of the ruling.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Stu. I appreciate it. Glad we got that in. Forget about that Iranian thing. We still don't really know digital advertising on fax machines, but we'll keep following this story no matter how long it takes to get to the bottom of it. I can't tell you, I have to apologize and correct a horrible reporting job. I have to expose Stu for when he was giving us the facts with a CTS about the facts with an X. He left out the actual facts with a CTS. I'm sorry, Stu, but this is unacceptable. You apparently you failed to mention how important fax machines are.
No, I mean, and that is actually true. They're very widely used, apparently, still in our medical field and the government. But it was an unnecessary detail.
You failed to mention that it's actually more secure than email.
I did fail to mention,
because nobody else uses them. But what?
I did fail to mention that intentionally. Yes.
And why did you do that, Stu? Why did you feel it was necessary to leave out those CTS facts?
It felt like it might ruin the bit if I just went into the actual facts on the.
So comedy was more important to you than the actual ruling and the import of this ruling. Wow.
Well.
Can I tell you something? I apologize for Stu to this audience, and I'm going to show you, and I don't ever usually do this, but I'm going to show you how deeply this bothers me when somebody does something like this. Stu, you're suspended for the next 2 days. You finish out today's show and then get your stuff, and you're not back in that building for 2 days, okay?
Wow.
I'll see you here
Are you
Monday.
Sure?
I am positive.
Are you sure you don't need
suspended.
3 or 4 days?
No, 2 days.
Just 2?
It's a very hard, fast rule with me.
Okay.
It's a 2-day suspension on Fridays.
Mm-hmm. Well, as long as
darn it.
First of all, I will say this audience knows more about that actual fax case than anyone else in America that was not involved in it. So there, we've already advanced, I believe, the reporting in a positive direction. And I am fine with your suspension, assuming you will at least acknowledge I was calling in from the Supreme Court. As long as you will acknowledge that fact.
Oh, my gosh. You weren't even doing that, but you were on a landline, which is very hard to find right now.
Yes.
So
I am on the last landline connected to the last analog fax machine. That all happened.
Yeah, well, I don't want to see you here Saturday or Sunday. I'll tell you that right now. You step on that property, and I'm going to have you escorted. Well, I won't be here either. But I'm not suspended. I'm the suspender. You're the suspendee, and you're suspended.
By the way,
in an hour or so, maybe a couple hours, if I could get out of that building.
If I could just throw in that it actually is a really positive ruling and that it's no more deference to federal agencies. So it actually is a good ruling after all of that. It's a positive development.
Gosh, I feel like I've been lied to.
It's true.
I feel like I'm in a Lifetime movie.
About
and
fax
I'm
machines,
rocking back and forth in a shower and I can't get clean. What else? What else are you going to do to violate me? My gosh.
See you Monday.
All right. Well, it's been a tough program today. I had to suspend Stu because of some really bad misinformation and reporting on the deep controversy that's going on with fax machines in the Supreme Court. I'm glad we're all on the really important things. So I guess I won't be seeing you for a couple of days, Stu, as you have been relieved of your command this weekend, but I will see you back here on Monday, and I hope you learned this lesson.